All right, last but not least, let's do this one here. Geometric series. Well, a series is just when you add up the first terms. So in this case right here, again, you don't have to memorize this equation. You look it up. But we have an equation for this. And don't forget what everything means. Remember, R is still your common ratio. U1 is still your first term. So sure, it goes differently. U1 times R to the power of n minus 1 over R minus 1. It looks a little bit gross, but just take your time with your calculator. You can do this. I like this joke. There's a fine line between the numerator and denominator. Because you know what? The top thing is called the numerator. The bottom thing is called the denominator. And they're saying there's a fine line between them. See, there's a line between them. Only a fraction of people will find this funny because it's a fraction. All right, so my daughter, actually, every time I tell her a bad pun, she just goes, ugh. And I deserve it. That's fine. Dad jokes, I guess, right? So for the geometric sequence, 27 minus 9, 3 minus 1, there's some minuses going on. Find the sum of the first 11 terms. You could do it by just writing them all out and then adding them up. You could do that. But I just want to show you with the equation what you could do. So in this case right here, we show that we know what we're doing. So we'd say, hey, I'm going to do this. Right, again, it sounds repetitive, but it's a good idea on your exam to always write down the equation you're going to use. In case you screw it up, you can get part marks. Now, if you want to actually solve this, let's figure out, first of all, what's R? Well, we have to do the second term divided by the first term, so minus 9 over 27. This gives you, let's see, they both divide by 9, so minus 1 over 9. Nope, 3. Because 3 times 9 is 27. Keep in mind, it's a minus. How about 3 divided by minus 9? Let's do that. 3 divided by minus 9, they both divide by 3. 3 over 3 is 1. 9 over 3 is 3. But there's a minus going on. Do you get it? And minus 1 over 3, guess what it is? Minus 1 over 3. So do you notice then from this we get that R equals minus 1 over 3. That was not obvious. That was the first mark for this question for sure. U1 is the first term, so that's just 27. Now we're ready. Now we're ready to plug those things into that equation. So let's do it. So S, and we don't want N, we want 11. So S11 is going to be U1, which is 27, times R, which is minus 1/3. All that to the power of N, and N is 11. All that minus 1. All that divided by R minus 1, which is minus 1/3 minus 1. This sounds really complicated. I would suggest just do it on your calculator. That's probably the easiest way to do it. So let's get our trusty calculator out. Let's see if it can help us. This looks pretty gross, doesn't it? I like to do it in little pieces here. So let's just deal with the top part here. I want to show you a little trick. There's lots of ways of doing it. I'm just trying to show you different ways. I'm going to start off with this fraction here. Minus 1 over 3. I'm going to close the bracket. I'm going to say enter. So it just gives me that fraction. Okay, so now I've got this in my calculator. I'm going to do that thing, bring it to the power of 11. So you notice what I'm trying to do is just this inner part here. So minus 1/3 to the power of 11. Enter. I get that number. I take that thing, I subtract 1 from it. So I just go minus 1. It takes the answer, subtracts 1. Boom. Take that thing, I multiply it by 27. Boom. I get this gross thing. It actually looks really gross, doesn't it? Okay, I take that thing, I'm going to divide it by, open bracket. What am I going to do here? I'm going to say, maybe I'll do a little fraction here. Minus 1/3 minus 1. This is a way I can do it. See, what I try to do is just take the whole top thing, divide it by the whole bottom thing. It's really gross, but there we go. We get some answer. We get this. Now, do you know how to approximate this right here? In other words, if I want to do this answer right here, do you know how to get this right here as a decimal? Because this is the exact reduced fraction. On this one here, you can do control, and see this little squiggly enter here? You can do that. TI-84, I think you do math, enter, enter. It converts to a fraction, or otherwise you can press the math button and look at your different choices. Basically, I want this as a decimal, so I get 20.25. You see what I did? I did control, I did the enter button. That gives me the approximate. So it gives me 20.25. If I want to 3 significant figures, I'd say 20 point, this 2 would round up to a 3. So 20.3, I'd say. Phew! So that's how we can do it. We've solved this.